Hello everyone, Pierce Nation here. Welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be discussing my banlist predictions. And not really a banlist wish list, but like what I predict will happen with the banlist. The unlimits, with the unbannings of certain cards are what I think will happen. It's not anything I know. It's nothing based off of facts. I know nothing. So, take it with a grain of salt, but we're going to get into this now. So, what we're going to do is, I think we're going to address the elephant in the room. Card needs to go. I think it's about time that we get rid of this card. Don't know about you, but I'm a little tired with Dweller. I think the card needs to go. Another card that needs to go is Totally Awesome. I think Totally Awesome is another one of those cards that we could do without. We could do without Toad 10 times out of 10. So these two are like very problematic cards for the game's longevity and for just overall play of the game. So I just think these cards need to go. And like I said, this is just the start. Another one. Oh, I don't know how to spell it. What is it? It is a Elemental Lord, right? It is. That card needs to go to. Of course, it's not going to show up there. Does that help? Yeah. That card needs to go. I'll take a ban at the very least. Element won't do shit to it, but it just needs banned. This card needs to go. I'm tired of it. Sick of this fucking card. Literally do not want to see this card anymore. That's just me being me. Like I said, I don't want to make any copium on this. I think these are like very reasonable hits. These are reasonable bans that you can do. And if we're talking about reasonable bans of, cards and engines, I cannot type. I've been on this for a long time. I finally figured it out. I don't know what that does. They need to ban Lacrima. Now, you could still ban this card and play the Necro Quip. You could also not hit this. Hear me out. And you could ban the Necro Quip. This is the most reasonable thing I've seen so far, is banning Necro Quip. Main reason is you can't make a rank 6 because you can only get to Engraver unless if you're playing another 6 in your deck, which most are not. So they're not going to be able to make anything like Necro Quip. So if you ban Necro Quip, it kind of just does fix the problem. Even though that it's a very small thing that you can do, it does fix the problem. So we ban this card, I'll be happy. You could touch the consistency of like Engraver. I think that's fine. Like you hit this, you just semi-limit it, don't limit it, semi-limit it. That's cool. It's fine. These are most notably things that won't kill the engine, but will stop, DDD High Wave. Also, I do feel why we're here We'll go ahead and just filter all the cards for it, because I don't feel like trying to figure it out and search it. This card does need to go. I'm sorry. There's no way in hell this stays. I'm trying to think, is there any other card that is broken in the game that needs to go? Oh yeah, obvious one. Like, well, they're only banning so many cards at a time. They can ban as many cards as they want. I think these are pretty good bans. I think this is exactly what will happen. This, oh my god. Why did I do that? I gotta quit doing that. But yeah, I do think that this is all the cards that will be banned. I don't think they're gonna ban anything else. I think perfect ratio of cards that they're gonna ban. I think they're gonna ban this card. I think they're gonna ban Griffin. This one's up in the air, but it is a generic Omni for monsters that are special summon. So we don't like that. We don't like floodgates. We don't like hand rips. We don't like generic cards that promote this type of shit. And we don't like, not once per turn Omnis. And we, again, don't like floodgates. So I feel like this is perfect. I feel like if you're going to hit Engraver, this is how you hit it. You semi-limit the card. I feel like that's how you would hit it. Because this Saturday, we are expecting a ban list. Whether people know this or not, we are expecting a ban list Saturday, Sunday. So, it's going to happen. So now we're going to get into the limits. What cards could be limited? So, we're going to start by looking at Rizal. If we're looking at Rizal, what cards could really be hit? There's two ways you can go about this. I don't think they're going to do the first route. The first route would be they ban Aggregator. So I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think this is coming yet. I want to be honest. I think that they could potentially hit this because they are getting 7th Tachyon, which means the consistency would already be up there. But I don't think they're going to hit this. Honestly, I don't think there's anything in this deck you could really hit. Besides maybe like you limit like Detonator, but that really doesn't do very much. But the real limit I see coming is it's going to be indirect. That's how they freaking sell their cards. They're going to hit Bonfire. They're not going to semi-limit it. They're going to limit it because you'll have 7 Tachyon and you'll have many different ways to play the game at this point. Okay? I think that's fair. Looking at all these other decks, what are other cards that are played that are just, absolutely egregious and just, take advantage of stuff. Well, first thing we got to do, I think, we have to look at the Bystials. Bystials are strong. I say for the non-malice hits, I say we hit Geostorm and Baldrake. I think that no one's going to argue that. I think that's a pretty smart little hit. Because it just indirectly hits it. Doesn't bother with consistency on nothing. Another one I have, which we'll get into that right now, is we limit Allure of Darkness. Because Allure of Darkness, Malice per turn, it's kind of broken, and in Malice, it's really insane. So I think we just straight up just limit this card. We don't need it. Another card that needs to be limited. Talents. Talents has got to go. Has got to go. That card is insane. I don't think there's anything on the fundamental part of More Mallet needs hit. I don't think there's anything fundamentally of Malice that needs hit. I don't think. I'm trying to think. Is there any like? I don't think there's like really any like extra deck hits you could hit on Malice, because like the Link Decoder makes the deck playable. It's just the reason for playing the deck. So like you can't really hit it that way. So that's like your reason for playing the deck in the first place. It's just a combo that the deck allows, and if you can put up the bodies, it enables it. Right? So I think we all agree on that. The cash cards, I don't think they'll get hit in any way, shape, or form because they're not in the meta and they're currently not doing anything. They're fine right now. But like, if they become too egregious with Regenesis, of course, they're going to be able to get hit. But I think everything, right now the way that it is fine. I think it's good, it's fine, it's healthy. A card that I look to get hit because it is very generic and everyone is playing it is Metaltronus. I would say that's coming. I'm not Konami. I can't tell you if it is or it isn't, but I think Metaltronus is going to get limited because that card's just fucking busted. It does a lot of things. And Malice is broken shit because you can just summon the Cryptor, point it to a monster, and it can still activate its effect and banish cards. It's kind of broken. So I do feel like that this is going to be your majority of your hits. Now you say there's only one Rizal hit and it's a consistency hit. That is true, but they're also getting hit with Dweller. I don't think Excidion Knight will be hit, banned, none of that. I don't think none of the Mitsurugi cards will get hit, banned, none of that. I don't think none of the cards that help those archetypes will get hit at all, honestly. And then with Blue Eyes is new. Doesn't do anything off the wall. So I don't see Blue Eyes getting hit in any capacity right now. I think Blue Eyes is fine. I don't think there's going to be a Crimson Dragon ban. I don't think there's going to be a Primite hit out of nowhere, like on a Drill Beam. I don't think that's going to happen, which it could. Konami could potentially do whatever the fuck it wants, but I don't see that happening because they like Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes makes sales. Blue Eyes promotes product. I understand this. You have to understand it from a production point of view. They're trying to sell cards. They're not interested in nuking decks because you don't like them. And that's like the main thing you need to understand with Konami. What cards do I see coming back at this point? Because we got a semi-limit. I don't like semi-limits because semi-limits suck. If you're going to semi-limit something, you might as well have it at 3. But this would at least decrease the consistency of it. And then potentially in the future, once the game speeds up, you could put it back up to 3. I do think that that's a fair thing you could do. But I do see a lot of cards coming back. And coming back to 1. We have a few of them, okay? So, first one I have picked out is the Draco Slayer. I think it's Masterpiece. I think that's what it's called. So, maybe it's not a Draco Slayer. I thought it was a Draco. Oh yeah, it's right here. So, I have this coming back, obviously, because it's really fucking good. But now I think it's so power crept it can come back. Another card I have picked that could come back, because it is getting support, is Brilliant Fusion. Oh, did I not spell it? Just type in Brilliant, it'll fucking pop up. IANT. LLINT. So I do have this card coming back because of the new Gem Knight support. This card needs to come back. This card is absolutely insane. I do have this card coming back. I do think that this card is going to come back. I think it's fine with everything the way it is. I think we're cool with this. Another one that I'm kind of cool with coming back, and it's kind of crazy, but it also does help the gym nights. It's block dragging. I'm okay with block dragging coming back. Yes, block dragging does promote some FTKs. I understand this. Gym nights promotes FTKs, but this actually helps the gym night deck be able to facilitate itself. Next, I have one that I've been waiting for a long time. If you didn't know, I'm a big Spiral fan. I have Master Plan coming back as well. I think these are all potentiality of cards that can come back, fairly quickly. I need to see what cards we recently had unbanned real fast, because I don't remember off the top of my head. Oh, phone, what the hell? Okay, so those are some too that I do want to talk about. So, recently, there have been people saying that these could go to 2 or even 3. I'm not so sure that I agree with this, because unlike a lot of people, I play Plant Link. I've never shown the deck on the channel, but I do have it. I do play it. I do understand how dangerous this deck is. This deck is fucking insane. I don't know if I agree with this. But for the sake of everyone in the community, please push this to 3. Please push this to 2. I'll play Plant Link. I swear to God. You have no idea what this does. Not once per turn to grab this. That's fair. And then I could grab this, which gives me reason to play Link 4, so I can actually grab this. I mean, you do what you want, but I would not do this. Konami does this. I'm going in, baby. Big time. I like me some Plant Link. So back to what I was doing, because I did see it when I was scrolling through. I was like, oh yeah, that wouldn't be very smart of them. I don't think they're gonna bring back the gimmick puppet monsters as much as I want them back. I don't think they'll do that. I don't think that's a smart hit. I don't think they're gonna get, like, Pot of Prosperity is gonna stay at 1. That card's not coming back up. That's one I do want to talk about. And I know, oh my god, I can't believe you mentioned this card. I play Tenpai, okay. Can we put this back to, like, at least 2? Because, like, this being at 1 is, like, insane. Like, you can have Sengen summoning at 1. That's fine. Can we at least get this to 2 or 3? Like, the consistency of this deck is so scarce. It is so hard to get off. If this was just a little bit higher, I would be happy. Like, we should have some availability to the deck to where we're not relying on literally a top deck. Like, I think this card should come back. I play Tenpai. I know how this works. Like, this card should be at least 2. Yeah, I was right. The dangers. That's where I was going with this before we got to all this. That was, I think they're at what, like 2? They're semi-limited. I'll go ahead and put them on here, but just know that these are gonna be at 3. Like, because we're talking like the unlimited at this point. Yeah, those are more other ones. Oh, I was typing Pirelli. So this is like Sleeping Memory and what, Delicious? Yeah. These do make the deck really, really strong and really, really scary, but might as well just put the deck back at full power at this point. It's really not bothering anything. People ask me about Runic Fountain. It can stay semi-limited. I don't think bringing that card to 3 is going to do anything. Is there any cards that got unlimited that are like? No, there's no cards that got unlimited that are impacting the game at all. Trying to see. That's another one too. And this is where I'm at with this. Like I said, at least 2. You bring these to 2, I'm cool. I can live with that. These at 1 and this at 1, bro, I can't even play the fucking deck. It's really hard. Like, I can do it, don't get me wrong, but like, you need to like figure out what you're trying to do. And I have a big one too. And this is gonna be the last one I'm doing, because this should be the last one. So there's 2 things that can happen. I understand how people feel about this deck. Trust me, I get it. I understand. Either this, or this. I would prefer this. So I'll go ahead and take these off. I'll put Chandra back up there. So we'll put Chandra back up there. Because I believe Chandra should be at 2. I believe these are fine. Because at the end of the day, Tenpai is going to balance everything if it can come back. Which probably needs to happen at this point, because we're fucking tired of detonators and all this stupid shit. I understand it's a helmet deck, but with the right pilot, these cards can put it on the back burner really fast. I don't think we hit Faintsmith stuff, just simply because of how it is. But like I said, extremely good. I think this is like your potential ban list. Some of these are things that I think should come back. I think they're fine, like Masterpiece, Brilliant Fusion, Spiral Master Plan, Block Dragon, OSS, so Snake Eye can play, which puts another deck in the format, which means, you know, it won't be focused on Malice or Dryzil. You'll also have Snake Eye, and then you bring Pirelli and Tenpai back into the game, and you can also bring Plant Link back in the game. So you're putting a lot of decks. You're putting them kind of on the back burner, and you're bringing the older strategies back, which works immensely. I think you do it this way, because this way it's fair. It's fair for everyone. It also gets some rogue players back in the game that used to play Tenpai. It also, you know, it provokes older players that played in FTK formats with the dangers, and it gives Dark World boost, indirectly, that is. But also, like, Plant Link's super strong, and if they have these at 2, they will play them at 2, and they will be very strong. Those are dangerous decks, and for them to have, you know, most of their pieces back, that's got to do a lot. I believe this is your potential ban list. I said, this is what I think will happen. This is really what I think will happen. Now, I'm not talking about none of the older cards. I can't read Konami. I don't know what cards that they could like be like, oh, Pot of Greed legal? Okay. I don't think that'll ever happen. But if it does, I wouldn't be surprised. Because we're going to do Thrust just for Pot of Greed, use Pot of Greed. Like, I don't see that happen. But I do see all this happening. I think this is fine. This is potentially the card that should come back. Out of anything, I think this and Brilliant Fusion should be the two that should come back, and Masterpiece. Master Plan should have came back a long time ago. This card is like, you can say it's like outdated, but like Spiral does have new support, and this card does facilitate around that new support really well. I do think that Master Plan does need to come back. You got rid of all the problem cards that Spiral used to play, like the Apo. You got rid of what was the other ones? Gumblar. All those stupid links, including Link Cross, because they played Link Cross back then. So you got rid of all those stupid cards, and now these cards can come back. Like, it's cool. It's fine, it's whatever. Block Dragon for the Brilliant Fusion. Those are two cards that need to come back for the Gem Knights. Don't up this anymore. Not for now. Because I believe if you have too many Block Dragon, it creates infinite FTKs. Which Spiral is known for FTKs as well. So that's why Master Plan ended up getting hit, even though it's the hardest card to get to. Also not once per turn. It's soft. It's the main reason why it got banned. I mean, I guess, but like, I don't think it deserved to be banned. Especially now when we got Magician Souls that just hyperventilates this card to the fucking moon and back. And I think like, these are all your modern hits. Those are pretty good modern hits. This is a cheap card. You ban this card, no one's really going to give a shit. Limit it. No one's going to play it. There's no point in playing a card that says, hey, you can't do shit. And that's the main reason for this card being limited in the first place. Is now you're forcing them to go back to playing hand traps or different board breakers. Like Chalice. Chalice would be like 10 times better than this card. But yeah, I think this is the potential ban list, and I think this is how it's going to be. If you all think my ban list is flawed or indifferent, one thing I do want to say before we get off this video, I don't think Cosmic Designator is getting hit. I do not. I do not think Cosmic Designator is getting hit yet. I don't think we've hit a format where Cosmic Designator is OP in it. I do think that Cosmic Designator in Snake Eye format needed hit because it was too vital to hit Cosmic Designator in a deck like that. But in the modern format, I think Designator is fine. I don't think Callbot is going to go to 2. I don't think none of that is going to happen. I do think that these are the necessary hits that do need to happen, and the unlimits that, again, we would all like to see. I think everyone as a whole would like to see it, even though people want Timbai to stay as dead as it can because it survived for a very long time with one field spell and was able to almost win a YCS, losing to only Rizal Queensmith due to the one card that is actually the 2 cards that are being banned in this whole tier list. So I hope you all have a good rest of your day. This is my ban list prediction. Don't hold it over my head. Take it with a grain of salt. This is basically what I believe is going to get hit. And I'll see you all in the next one. Pierce Nation out.